Ding dong, the witch is dead. Witch, old witch, the wicked witch. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead.
If you couldn't tell, fellow enemies of the fire, we are very excited. Garrick Heitz has elected to step away from his post as the GM of the Chicago Fire.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you for your service. How happy are we? I'm pretty ecstatic.
So,
I feel like a year too late.
It's this should have happened a lot sooner. It really should have.
He went out, he did the ultimate sacrifice, and actually decided
Wait, did he Joe Biden himself?
He Joe Biden himself. He put the club in front of.
He put the club ahead of himself.
Yeah, exactly.
He cared this much about America, about Chicago, about this club that he decided to step away.
Just like Nelson Rodriguez.
Oh,
You shut your whore mouth with that.
oh man.
I will not, as much as I like to complain about hate against people like Jordan Morris, I will not stand any positivity for Nelson Rodriguez on this podcast. That is what do I call him? He is American soccer Baba Yaga.
He skis in
Like,
his jeans.
He is terrible. Now, Garrick Heitz somehow, some way, keeps coming up with something. No, I'm kidding. He somehow, some way, made every horrible signing possible, and then on the way out was like, "Oh, striker, here you go. Here's Hugo Kuiper."
Acosta, good.
Not only
Does
that,
that make up for anything?
not only that, he cleared the books for Shaqiri to get out of here. I mean, even though he was going to leave anyways.
They both left on the same flight.
You're right. Shaqiri, the
They're
cube
both
is
going
gone.
skiing over in the Switzerland this weekend. Even though there's no snow, they're going water skiing on a little lake.
So, are we impressed that Shaqiri left so much money on the table and just was like, "Screw it, don't pay me. I'd rather start the season with Basel."
Yeah, probably. I mean, for
Dude's
all we
won
know,
a
that
Champions League. What did he have to stick around Chicago for? Another slice of pizza?
I mean, $4 million or $3.5 million he was still owed.
It's a big piece of pizza.
I mean, that's a big piece. Like, how much is he getting paid at Basel?
You know what?
What,
Yeah, that's the
$700,000?
And for all we know, he probably said, "Hey, let me go because Basel's interested in me, and they're about to start the season. I will leave the money on the table because they're gonna pay me that money anyways over there. Let's make it
They are
happen."
not going to pay him that much over there. I
No.
would like to know what his deal is.
For all we know, hey man, Soto might have hey man, the check's in the mail. Same.
No, that he'd be on Lugano if that was the case. He's not paying Basel to get better.
Which
Man.
of the two?
So if this is
Which of the two leavings makes you happiest?
George Heitz.
George
Oh,
Heitz.
George Heitz, 100%. Like, I guess that this is the perfect transition. Thank you, James. To the fact that people are calling Shaq like one of the worst DP signings in history.
Yep.
Dude, he's not even in the top 5 of the worst DP signings in Chicago Fire history.
No way.
Like, he's in the top 5.
Monetary. That we're talking about in monetary terms, he is.
No,
7
because
million.
listen,
Yes,
that's the
monetary-
argument.
yes.
I will not fucking hear that argument because here's the thing. He hits against the cap the same amount that Panzel does, the same amount that Messi does, the same amount that
That's a fair point.
Benteke does. So you can only judge him on that dollar amount because everything else is just who the fuck cares because Joe can afford that. So his value
He scored a lot
is
more
the
than other
value of a
DPs.
DP.
He scored a lot more than other DPs. He didn't score more than a Benteke or a
No, he did not.
or the guy over in Columbus, but he
Or
did.
Reynoso, or Chuk. What's his name? Cucho.
But he actually is better than quite a few quite a few
Right.
past MLS DPs that have come over. I feel like Lampard was more disappointing. Gerrard was more disappointing. Pirlo, Bastian Schweinsteiger for the Fire was more disappointing than Shaqiri was. And I'm not just talking like on a
Schweinsteiger
point
had
per game
one season.
basis. I'm saying like as their performances in the kit. When he performed in the kit, he was on. I never saw Basti Schweinsteiger ever get on. Like there was one game he scored from a corner kick and he roused the whole stadium, but that was like it. That was like in his first game or his first or second game.
Yeah, first game.
Like he got this amazing header off the corner, but like we never saw like the wonder goals. We saw for all we knock on Shaqiri, he at least was great from the penalty spot. Took all the penalty kicks. And stood up to the one goalkeeper who was grabbing his junk and was saying that Shaqiri has no balls, St. Clair, and still put it past him. But also he had a couple moves from play where he really had he scored some magic. He scored better goals than Bastian Schweinsteiger. Of course, he's playing midfielder where Schweinsteiger was playing defender, center back. But that's the thing. We signed Schweinsteiger to be a center back. That was more disappointing to see than what we saw from Shaqiri, in my opinion.
You guys know my feeling about German soccer and my distaste, just generalized distaste for it.
Mm-hmm.
So Bastian Schweinsteiger did not excite me in any way, shape, or form.
My favorite.
But I will say this, like Shaqiri, I don't know. Shaqiri gave you exactly what Shaqiri was. The problem is he needs to be the fourth best player on the team, even on an MLS team. If he was our third best player, even this would have been MLS contender every year he was here. You know what I'm saying? He gave you exactly what you asked for. I mean, personally, I think we would have saw even better if he had a better team around him.
Mm-hmm.
Like James, think about when the lights was brightest. And
he showed up. He showed up.
That game against Miami last season,
Honestly,
when that stadium was full.
I agree.
2 goals, an assist. He's
a big game player. He was a big game player. He showed up in MLS in the big games. He really did. And that's where Bastian Schweinsteiger, I expected him to show up in those games. I just never saw it. He just never did.
Well, that's the thing, that the team around Schweinsteiger was way better. The team around Shaq didn't give him enough big games to show up in.
We saw more from Shaq and Acosta than we ever saw out of Schweinsteiger. At least Acosta's given us that amazing midfield goal. Like these are Rooney level, Zlatan level highlights. And
God, that goal made it so now I can't ever leave a game early because like I stayed and saw that, and now it's like I can never leave.
That was such
again.
That was amazing.
That was a good goal. That was a good goal.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So Heitz gone. We're ecstatic about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shaq gone. I thank you for your service. But I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it though. It opens up a spot. It opens up a big DP spot where they could take a big swing on a guy like a Griezmann. But what Griezmann level guy is coming to Chicago?
Well, maybe Antoine Griezmann. No. So, let's be honest. Hold on. The Chicago Fire this offseason are in the most exciting place possible. They will have the chance they will have Hugo Kuipers as a DP, right?
Yep.
So they will have the chance to sign 3 other DPs plus 2 under 22 players.
Wait, is there 4 DPs now?
Yeah, there's 4 DPs and 3 under 22s or whatever. Or wait, is it 3 and 3?
I thought there was only 3 DPs.
No. Because like if you get 3 DPs, you get 4 under 22s. So like it's wild now. So we're gonna have like literally 3 open DP spots, plus I think Guti is our under 22. We're gonna have 3 other. Well, what's his face? Navarro is too, but he's gonna be gone. So we'll have like 3 other U22 players we can get as well.
They can have 3 DP players, and then they changed it that you could have U22 more U22 players, and it's no longer linked to. They originally said you could have like 2 top level DPs and more U22 slots, but they changed it so that you could have all 3 DPs and as many and all the U22 slots.
So you can have 3 DPs and 3 U22s.
Yep.
Let's see. There's another one
What,
here.
did I get something wrong?
Just you're
That-
saying 4 DPs.
That doesn't happen.
Or they can do 2 DPs and 4 U22.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay. So we're going to have 2 open DP spots because Gaston is going to get shot into the sun, and
Supposedly.
we have an open one already. And then, like I said,
think
Guti is our only under 22 contract because Navarro, Fetty, he'll be done.
I think
So-
he's done. I think Greg is gonna. Probably getting ahead of myself here, but I think Greg's gonna clean house.
Well, here's my big problem. Now this is the next topic of conversation. I keep hearing people talk about Greg Berhalter being the GM. No,
I think it's a
no
hope.
fucking
It's a hope and a dream right now.
no,
We're trying
thank
to
you.
will
Hire a
it into
GM and hire
existence.
No, I don't want that. I want Greg to coach this team. I
You're
want a
not gonna have-
GM.
You're
I
not
don't
gonna
want
have a
him
guy.
to GM.
You're not gonna have a guy like Greg Berhalter come in and just coach. He's gonna
Well,
want
then I don't
both
want
of them.
Greg Berhalter
Maybe he
then.
brings in
Greg
his guy.
Berhalter is not.
Because if that was
Greg
the case,
Berhalter is
if
not
that
a
was-
good enough judge of
if
talent.
that was the case, George Heitz would still be here.
No, God,
Maybe
no.
Greg's able to
You're-
bring in his guy.
He
though.
couldn't sell George Heitz to us one more year. They're like literal heads on pikes and stuff out front of Soldier Field. Like, you can't sell that one more year. Like, there's no way. I desperately want them to hire a GM and then hire Greg to coach this team. Or just don't hire Greg, because Greg is not that. What was our biggest problem with him with the U.S. team?
You know what's gonna funny? You know what's gonna be funny? Greg Berhalter takes it to MLS Cup next year.
Guys,
Year over year.
Frank
I mean,
Klopas is still the coach of the club, though.
Up until the end of the year.
That's a
We want-
formality.
Yeah, that's we all know the writing.
He's
is
about
on
to
the
be
been a
wall.
selling real
formality
estate
for
in
the last
Bucktown.
season.
Yeah, he's at this point he's just a club steward. He's just there to he's a transitional coach.
He's the
That's all it
shepherd.
is.
He's
We are
keeping
his
the lights
flock.
on, man.
Yeah.
He knows how to schedule practice. He knows how to actually
He knows
get
where
the
practice
paychecks
is.
into the players. Yeah, he knows what practice is.
He knows he
knows
has the
where to
keys to,
go.
the ball, to the locker.
He's got directions to Bridgeview.
And they don't wanna
He
make
knows
another
what he's
copy.
doing.
He's the one that brings all the juice boxes and the sandwiches.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got the hookup with the local deli. They don't want to. Fire
you
don't
go.
want to push that.
So when he becomes, man, okay, hold on.
Don't
My
worry,
reptile
next year-
brain, my reptile brain has an idea. You hire a GM.
Who?
You hire Greg. Honestly, I
GM.
kind of don't.
Greg's
No,
GM.
no, don't put that evil on me. You hire a GM. You hire Greg to coach the team.
No,
you get the
I'm
guy
not saying
who's-
Greg
Hold
as
on.
GM. I'm saying Greg's GM, like his guy.
Oh, okay. Well,
His
it's
guy.
fine. Whatever. I don't really care right now. Honestly, I just want a different GM. I want Greg to coach the team, and then move the guy from Fire 2 as assistant coach, and then put Klopas as the Fire 2 manager.
What do you do with Omari Glasgow?
He's getting a senior roster spot.
Look, man, Klopas is gonna end up being the stadium greeter next year. Just saying.
Man,
He's gonna have a year off. They'll give him a year off. And
Yeah, they'll give him a year off, and then the
And
following
then
year
he'll
when
be
you go
back.
in with your tickets, he's gonna say, "Hey, welcome to the Soldier
he'll
Field."
be next to Sparky after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he might be Sparky. too.
you guys, I know that's what a logical human would do, but he's working for Joe Mansueto. He's getting another
I wonder
gig
if this is the
somewhere
end
in
for
this
Klopas.
organization.
I wonder if this is the end for Klopas. What if Klopas parlays this into some sort of goes and coaches a Greek team over in
Or coaches like Montreal.
I think he's done. I think he's done.
Do you think he's
coaching.
done? Because
I
look
think
at
he's
what
done
Ezra
coaching.
Hendricks is doing.
Yeah.
He's the new coach for Saint Gracia or something over
He's
the Grenadines.
Saint
Grenadines?
Vincent and the Grenadines.
Saint Vincent and the
Yeah.
Grenadines.
He's
Yeah, which,
excited
by the
about
way,
that, too.
congratulations to Ezra.
Yes, indeed.
He was a player for Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, and it's good to see. It's good to see the FA. Yes, the U.S. needed a non-American coach to move forward, but it's good to see countries celebrate the people that have come through the ranks. I was always kind of shocked that Dennis Hamlet never got the Costa Rica coaching gig, but I think he wanted to wear a suit more more than coach.
Yep.
So I mean, is it a foregone conclusion? Is Greg gonna coach this team?
It's not. It's not a foregone conclusion. I think it's being willed into existence by some fans. We're really hoping because. What is the alternative? The alternative is an unknown quantity out there. It's a question mark.
They can't give us an unknown again
unless somebody gets shit canned in the next few weeks, like the head coach for Caleb Porter, like a coach like that. If somebody gets shit canned in MLS, I mean GGG is at the top of the heap.
Caleb Porter is heading in the way of Jason Christ. That's what's happening right now.
Flash in the pan type of thing.
Yeah, don't bring that, because chances are, if you bring Caleb Porter here, that's it. He's going to go in the way of Jason Christ. This is going to be his last coaching gig. You're not going to hear about him until you see him on TV.
Caleb Porter would be the best coach we've had here in the last 10 years.
Oh, Jesus. Don't bring that. Don't do that.
Am I not? Is it not true?
No.
Is it not
true? I don't know. It makes me mad because I don't feel like Caleb Porter deserves the MLS Cups he has.
Klopas? I mean, any of those guys raise a candle to Caleb Porter.
Okay, hold on. If you had let's do this thought experiment. Give Klopas and Caleb Porter the same team, right? Like let's give them a good team though.
Well,
who would do better? Farther. Who would do better with LAFC? And I'm telling you this, I think Klopas.
Unquestionably.
I think Caleb Porter gets miracles. I think Klopas could be pragmatic and take a better team.
Two championships at two different clubs? No.
Dude, this is odd. I'm being very friendly to Klopas right now, and this doesn't feel right. But honestly, I feel like given a good team, Caleb Porter has a better chance of torpedoing it.
You can give Klopas Messi, and he won't be able to do anything with it.
He wouldn't be able to close the deal if they went on a double date with two hot-to-trot college sorority chicks. Like, they wouldn't be able to seal the deal if he had Messi. There's no way.
I think, honestly, bro, Caleb Porter's probably going to be done after the New England job. He's probably going to be.
No, let's. What? Why is there 60, no? Hold on.
Like he's not Bruce Arena.
Yeah. Why is there no cross pollination with second division soccer in this country? Why do we never sign? Why we never move coaches back and forth?
The second division is like the death knell of your MLS coaching job. Like that's it.
It shouldn't be. It should be a training ground.
You're gonna end up being a natural.
You guys want to know what's a joke? The Chicago Fire thought that they could get Jesse Marsh. He's now the coach for the Canada. Like literally, he had to say no.
If you
Chicago.
paid him enough, if you paid,
there was nothing you could pay Jesse Marsh that he was not to come to coach the fucking Fire.
If an MLS coach goes to second division, you're basically gonna end up being another Eric Ronaldo, pissed off, coaching a crappy team and not getting anywhere. And doing tell-alls on YouTube channels. That's it.
God, it's funny to see when some of these guys get old and bitchy. Like, it's really funny. I don't know, man. I just kind of resigned myself to the fact that it's Greg. I haven't even given myself a chance to believe it could be anyone else. It's not
Greg until it's Greg. And I hope it's Greg.
Honestly, I hope it's Greg because anything out there doesn't look good.
No, everything else out there does not look as good.
You say that, but what about what if we overpay like crazy for somebody who gets fired early on in like Serie A?
You know who's out there and it's available? Vieira.
Oh,
Patrick Vieira.
I dislike that.
He won with New York City.
He wouldn't come.
He won with New York City. He did well with them.
Yeah, he's not going to come.
I would rate. You did. You know what? You did change my mind on Vieira a lot with those actual stats and facts.
Mm-hmm. He was way better than Henry. Dude, Vieira would be a good coach. I'll take him or Greg Berhalter.
You're right. Not a question. He's way better than Henry. Same thing with Berhalter. Mm-hmm. It's like I said, I have different standards for the U.S. team than I do for Major League Soccer.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like Like Kellen Acosta starting over, say, a Yunus Musa, I'd be like, what are you doing? This coach is stupid. But like a Kellen Acosta on the Fire, it's like, oh my God, you're amazing. Like, I love you. So it's like it's different. So Greg would not make me furious, but there is not a 0% chance that Greg comes here and just completely sucks donkey balls as well, right? Like Greg is not impervious to bad tactics.
No.
I mean, is there a way to believe? Can we believe that we can get something better than Greg Berhalter?
What, you want to go call Bob Bradley and ask if his son's available?
No, I mean, I don't. Listen,
Hey,
Michael
Bob.
Bradley.
Hey, Bob. Is Michael available? Can he come over and watch the Fire? Can he just mind them?
I would not be surprised that Michael Bradley does become a good coach, but he's going to have to eat, shit for a while, right?
He's an assistant out at Staubach with for his dad.
You know what?
Yeah.
Staubach just loves Bob Bradley because that's not his first time coaching there.
Nah.
He's coached there a couple of times.
Is Staubach the place that fired Greg Berhalter because he didn't have exciting tactics?
Staubach, he was there after Egypt for just a season. Then he went to Le Havre. Then he went to Le Havre. Then he went to Swansea City. Then LAFC. Then Toronto FC. His major heyday was with the Fire.
Yeah.
Come back.
He still did way better at Swansea than he gets credit for. That was just still bullshit. That was like wrong place, wrong time, wrong channel. You know what I mean? It was just bad timing. And half of life is just timing. The other half is doing something. Honestly, man, it feels so good to have the confirmation that Heitz is gone. That's no longer a question. There's no longer a chance I wake up one day and they say they re-signed him and I just get ever closer to a heart attack. Huh?
You know what's the real kicker of all this is that based on the communication around Discord, the season ticket reps are actually telling potential season ticket holders like, "Hey man, Heitz is out. Heitz is done." How about
DPG? How many season ticket holders were calling and asking for this guy's head? Everybody was. So that's a selling point.
Nobody was happy.
This is the only time that I would say bullying actually worked because it got us this. Any other time, it's horrible.
Yeah.
But
well, you say that it's not bullying. Like, there is a let's be honest. Like in your 20s, you're way into sports way too hard. Like you just need to chill the fuck out. But like if you're having a serious conversation, like, man, I'm spending hundreds of dollars and I go there and I buy, I'm spending $50 every time and I'm spending another $30 on an Uber there. And then like I got to pay for the bus back. Like I'm paying all this money and you're seriously going to re-sign Heitz and like sign all these bad players. Like why? Yeah. There's a very adult way of saying that to somebody. And the season ticket reps are kind of like, some of them are fans. Like the cat I deal with was a guy in the system who had kind of too bad of an injury and just,
I know,
like,
I think I dealt with that cat the other day last year.
And like, he wants to see the team do well. Like he wants it to be good. He's not dumb. You know what I mean? He knows nobody was happy.
A lot of these guys are playing for the club, with the way that they work hard for their job. They want the club to do well. And they want to bring something good they want to bring something good to you guys, the fans, us.
Well, it's where they work. What are they supposed to tell you? Like when a customer calls me and says the driver forgot something. It's just like, oh well, blah blah blah. Like I'm covering for, like, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. What are they supposed to tell you? But
I feel for them, and I think they're gonna have a little bit more of an easier time selling Fire tickets with the Heitz gone. I hope.